Welcome to the Be Seen, Be Loved TV show with your host, Christie Love. And I am here with not only a special guest, but a very special friend of mine, Sheral DaVaughn. And Cheryl absolutely is going to bring it with information and guidance to help you to just really expand in your area of expertise and really find your voice. And so I'm going to just go over Cheryl's bio really quick, just to give you a little tidbit, a little bit about her. Now, Sheral DaVaughn is a three-time #1 rated radio show host. She's also the author of the best-selling book, The Frog in Your Throat, The Frog in Your Throat, and the host of Cocktails and Conspiracies podcast. She is a sought-after speaker impacting global audiences and is the voice of commercials, audiobooks, and marketing promotions nationwide. Cheryl is also the founder of Speaking with Cher, a communication strategy consultation service connecting your voice with your message and your message to your audience. So without further ado, let me welcome Cheryl to the floor. Hey, Cheryl.
Christy, thank you so much for having me. It is so good to see you.
It's good to see you too. It's good. You know, we chat a lot on social media, but I haven't seen your beautiful face in action and live in quite some time. So
I know. So big virtual hug here for you. Love it back.
Absolutely. Well, I really asked you to come on the show because you have a story to share. You have a story of just someone who's gone through trials and tribulations of life and came out of it on top. And you are doing big and amazing things right now. And I just have watched you grow again, in life. And it's just magnificent just to see your growth and your expansion in such a short amount of time. Can you just share your stories a little bit with our listeners and viewers?
Absolutely. Well, as you know, when you first met me, wasn't the same person you're seeing today. I was, as you said in my bio, I was a three-time #1 morning show host. I sat on expert boards and consulted with different morning shows. And then I lost everything because I basically lost my voice. And I don't mean that in the literal sense where, you can't speak, nothing is coming out, but in a way I couldn't speak. I got so bogged down with who am I? Who is my identity? Who am I? What am I supposed to be doing? I ended up being forced out of the radio industry for a couple of different reasons. Two of the shows were literally forced out. It was a very male dominated industry back when I was doing morning shows, where they wanted women to be a giggle box, where they wanted them to be a sidekick. And I think you can tell, and you know me well enough to know I am not a sidekick in any way, shape, or form. So when I got out of the radio industry, I didn't know who I was anymore. And it kind of permeated into everything else, into my relationship with my husband. We ended up divorced for 3.5 years. Thank God we found our way back to each other. And we have two, beautiful children, one from each marriage, full sisters. But it was a process of who am I? I was so busy trying to be a wife and a mother and trying to figure out who I was that I literally lost my voice. I lost my confidence. I lost everything. And when you and I first met, I was 7 days after losing my mother too, who was my whole world. And I was ready to quit everything. I was in a business I hated, in a marriage that was struggling, and I was done. And it wasn't until that event where it's something that I'll refer to, we'll talk about this, maybe the power of a 5-minute conversation, where it's those 30-second or 5-minute little conversations with somebody you don't even know them, and you might forget that conversation as you walk away, but that conversation has the power to change a mood, to change a direction, a trajectory. You have the power to change a life. You have the power to save a life. And you were one of those conversations, Christy, where all of a sudden it was that lightning bolt, that moment of, what the heck am I doing?
Mhm.
And it was like waking up out of a coma, looking around going, where am I? Where have I been all this
Yes,
time?
I remember those moments, but that was when the butterfly came out of the cocoon, right? Oh, beautiful, beautiful. The caterpillar came out of the cocoon. Loved it, love it, love it. You just started to just blossom and shine. And I remember seeing that essence. I'm like, Cheryl, that is it. That's it. That's what I want to see more of. And that's when you said, wow, yes, this is me. And it's been, nonstop ever since then. But I want to go back to what you were saying about losing your voice. I know a lot of women have been in your position, a male dominated industry, myself included. And I've had to fight myself to not lose my voice and continue to thrive and continue to move forward, no matter all the negativity that surrounded me, or the suppression upon other people that could have been, or could have caused turmoil in my life, but I wouldn't allow it. However, there's a lot of people who can't do that, who haven't been able to do that, and are in a space in their life where they're just stuck. What do you say to those people?
I've been there. I get it. It's it's difficult, but the one thing that we forget, because we are nurturers deep down. We love to nurture. Well, the only person we don't nurture is ourselves. And we
Mm.
need to go back to looking at, you remember when you were little. There were people that wanted to be ballerinas, there were people that wanted to be singers, to be actors, to be doctors, and we let that go. That little dreamer, that little genius is how I've heard it referred to. And it is a little genius, but we keep going, not now, not now, not now, to that voice. It's time to think of that little dreamer inside, that little child inside of you. Care for that child as you would one that you gave birth to, because in essence, you really did give birth to that child. That child, that's you, that's your child. We're so busy taking care of everyone else, we forget who we are. Take care of that little genius inside of you. And little kids, they'll say and do anything. They're not afraid to. Don't be afraid to just be you.
Absolutely. Well, I also think that on top of not being afraid to be you, is that those dreams that we have and goals that we have as a child are really knocked down by people who may say things to us that devalue our belief, and our dreams, and just push it down. And that's what stops us. That's what stops us from, going after our dreams, or feel insecure inside, thinking that, oh, maybe it's not right, or maybe, I shouldn't focus on that, or maybe I can't be an actress, or maybe I can't be a doctor. And
But
that's
the
what.
reason those people say things like that is because it's not their dream. You
Mm,
have to keep that in mind. It's not their dream, it's yours.
absolutely.
And a lot of times they can't see the vision that you might have, or they feel threatened by it. They feel like they can't do it. So why should you be able to? But keep in mind, the most important thing is, it's your dream. It's not their dream, it's yours. Own it.
So what do you do in that instance? Just disregard it and keep moving forward, or what?
A lot of times when someone comes to me like that, I take it from that idea that it's not their dream,
Hmm.
and they can't see through my eyes where I'm trying to go. So I'll listen, I smile, and then you get to decide what you want to do with it. Do you want to set it on your kitchen counter? Do you want to shove it back in the closet and regift it to somebody else later? I don't regift it. I usually just throw it out. If it's not going to serve anyone, I'll toss it out.
Right.
But always smile, always thank them for their opinion. And if they keep coming back and they're negative toward you, then it's time to just take yourself out of the situation and wish them love, wish them well. But it's that old adage, I don't want them to starve, but I don't necessarily want to eat with them at the same table.
Absolutely. And I think that there's a level of confidence within yourself,
Mhm.
and feeling worthy, and valuable in your own right to be able to do that. And sometimes that takes time and it takes a little growth. You know what I'm saying? So talking to Christie, who was 24 years old, experiencing that, I would have had a hard time being able to really stand up to myself or for myself in that situation. But now it's easy for me to do exactly what you said, to like disregard it, know my values and continue to move toward my goal. And if it's not the right person, to leave them alone. But it takes a little bit of time, and over time, you develop that strength as a woman, as a professional, as a leader, to be able to do that. And it just wanted to let listener out there, to be kind to yourself, be gentle with yourself, be true to yourself, and understand that over time you're going to get better. If you see it, this is a challenge for you right now. I know Cheryl is talking from a level of high experience here, someone who's been through a lot and has grown over the years to the person that she is right now. But if you're just now experiencing the situation, then just know that over time you're going to get better. But just keep believing yourself and keep believing yourself and growing and growing and growing each and every single day. Well, Cheryl, I want to ask you, are there 3 tips in regards to finding your voice that you can give to our listener and viewer?
Absolutely. Absolutely. The first one is, don't discount. It's what we talked about here. Don't discount that little child inside of you, the little genius, because she truly is a genius. Just nurture her, take care of her. It's going to be scary.
Mm-hmm.
But keep in mind that this is your dream. This is your experience. It's going to be tough. You're going to fall down. Just get back up. Life's hurdles are just that, a hurdle. They're 2 sticks with a little wooden bar across the top. You can either go over it, you can go under it, you can go around it, you can walk a different way. It doesn't matter. It's just a couple of sticks. It's not a mountain. It's not impassable or insurmountable. You can do this. The second thing is, when you're speaking to someone, it's that power of a 5-minute conversation. You don't know what's going to transpire for yourself or for that other person. It's not about you. It's not about your message. It's about the connection. Take the time to just be in that moment and listen. And that's where the magic happens. Just be kind, listen, truly listen, and see. It could be someone who is a complete opposite of you, but you're going to find that common ground if you spend that little bit of time and let that power of a 5-minute conversation come through, and you will both go away winners. The third thing would be, there's always more in the tank. Just keep paddling. I race kayaks. I do endurance kayak racing. And one of the things that I've learned over time is that you could be paddling 24 hours straight. You've gone 157 miles and you are exhausted. Let the river carry you a little bit. Just don't stop paddling. Even the smallest moves forward are still moves forward. There's always more in the tank, and you'll catch that second wind. You'll catch that third wind. You'll be inspired. You'll be able, but if you stop, you'll never get there.
Ooh.
Just keep paddling. There's more in the tank than you think.
That is powerful. Just keep paddling. There's more in the tank than you think. Absolutely. And the power of 5-minute conversation. That, when you started talking about that, when we were working together, I just thought about all the conversations I've had throughout my life that has really changed the trajectory of my thinking, of my growth, of my life. And so I encourage you all to have those little 5-minute conversations and really listen and pay attention and grab nuggets here and there that you can use and apply to what you're doing today. You're going to find that over time, things are going to get better and better and better. You're going to get all this added knowledge that you can use. It's going to really help your area of expertise. So lastly, I want to ask you, Cheryl, what is lighting you up these days? And you talked about kayaking. I know you're doing some big things with voice work. What are you working on? Because every time I message you, like, I'm working on a big project, something's happening in Cheryl's life. And I have not heard about it yet, but we're going to get it today.
All right. Well, I've got the Cocktails and Conspiracies podcast going on. That was just a little love note to myself, basically, because I like things like Bigfoot and UFOs and all those different crazy things. So it was my way of getting back in behind a microphone and getting back into doing my version of radio and connecting with audiences again, and just having absolute joy doing it. It's not for everyone. I will tell you, it is not for everyone, but it is a whole lot of fun. And I do it with my paddle buddy. His name is James Kip, and we did the MR 340 ultra kayak race together last year. It's 340 miles across the entire state of Missouri on the Missouri River. You have 86 hours or less to complete it. We did it in 81 hours. So what's lighting me up right now is we're starting to look at the weather conditions. The ice is off the lakes. We won't go back on the river for a while, but we're going to start training again because we intend to do this. We're each in individual kayaks. We're not in the same kayak, but we intend to do this in 70 hours this year.
Oh, how
so
fun.
I'm a year older, but I'm going to take 11 hours off of this thing this year. Then got another book that's going to be written afterward, and it is going on the theme of there's always more in the tank than you think, and it'll be after I complete this race again, to give perspectives and how to apply it to life and to business after having completed 2 of these races. Just finished recording an audiobook for author Tina Brandau, her Standing Strong book. Amazing story. The woman got hit by a tree, and I mean, literally, it came down on her. She should have been dead. Instead, she is this thriving C-suite executive. She's amazing. It is the most amazing story that I'm privileged to have been part of that journey in getting her story out. So I'm doing that, and I'm sitting down to
oh my gosh,
record my own book, The Frog in Your Throat, so that it's available on Audible as well.
Oh, how funny. I can't wait to hear it in your own voice because it cracked me up. That book was so funny. I read about a chapter a night and I was just laughing so much. I was texting Cheryl.
It's a funny story. I choose to look at my life and the hurdles that I've gone through with humor. If you can't laugh, you can't make it.
I love
everybody just
humor to everything you do. Yes. Awesome. And I would definitely be rooting you on during your next kayaking competition. So I look forward to that. Now, tell where can everyone find you?
I am all over social media. If you want to find me there, I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram. You can find me at Speaking with Cher, or you can go to my website, which is speakingwithshare.com. Shoot me an email. The phone number and the email are there. And Christie, I'm pretty accessible. If you need me, I've always got an ear.
She's Johnny on the spot. Yes, she is. Absolutely. And they can find your book on your website as well, correct?
Yeah, you can either go to my website. You can find it on Amazon, on Kindle. It's in, I think it's Barnes & Noble, Books A Million, Walmart. You can find it there. And it also has its own website, thefroginyourthroat.com.
The frog in your throat. Yes, not the throat in your frog. All right, got it.
No.
Well, thank you so much, Cheryl, for being on the Be Seen, Be Loved TV show. It was truly a blessing to have you here. And thank you so much.
It's been my honor. Thank you, Christie. I appreciate you so much.
Are you a professional struggling to speak confidently in front of others? Do you have trouble giving presentations or leading teams? Are you finding it difficult to sell to clients? At Be Seen, Beloved, we understand the challenges you face. That's why we're here to help. With our expert guidance and training, you'll gain the confidence you need to excel in your business and career. Whether you're looking to lead groups, speak to larger audiences, or train people in your corporation, we can help. Our unique approach will not only improve your business connections and increase your income, but it will also lead to a happier and more fulfilled life. So why wait? Take the first step towards success and visit us at www.beseenbeloved.com today.